a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, your full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of this and all CNC local news pages. The company formed to redevelop the old Sibley department store building in downtown Rochester has gotten a tax reduction deal from COMITA, the County of Monroe Industrial Development Agency, designed to push the project forward. Sibley Redevelopment LP will get at least $3 million in property tax reductions through the agreement, which had the support of the city of Rochester. The company will spend $5 million to acquire the building on Main Street from the current owners, part of Wilmerite. They were unable to put together a renovation deal. It's a $10.8 million project that will convert the 12-story building into a mixed-use urban center, retail stores on the first 2 floors, residential units on the top floors of the 12-story building, offices in between. Monroe Community College will have a 5-year lease for the downtown campus, which the college does want to move to a now empty space in the Kodak office complex on State Street. Good news from Senator Charles Schumer for Hickey Freeman Company. The sale of HMX Group to Authentic Brands has gone through, says the senator's office. That's good news for Hickey Freeman, as we said. The maker of high-end suits and men's clothing is part of HMX. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in October. Senator Schumer says Authentic Brands plans to keep Hickey Freeman and its 450 employees on the job in the factory on North Clinton Avenue. The purchase price for HMX said to be around $70 million. Taxpayers in Arundecoit will have the chance to vote on building a new library in the spring. The town has been talking about expanding or replacing its public library since 2003. Now library officials have finally rolled out a plan to replace the Pauline Evans and Helen McGraw branch libraries with a new Arundecoit Central Library. They plan to give Arundecoit taxpayers a chance to vote on it in a referendum sometime in the coming spring. Arundecoit Library Director Terry Buford says the 2 branches have about 500,000 visitors a year. These libraries were built in 1963 and expanded to their current size in 1985, but now they are too small, and as they get older, they're getting harder to maintain. After 10 years of citizen committees, meetings, and studies, town officials think they've got the answer: a new central library to be built next to Town Hall on the Titus Avenue campus. Supervisor Mary Joyce DeRizio and the library board showed plans and a model at Town Hall on Tuesday. They're proposing a 60,000 square foot building, twice the size of the 2 branch libraries put together. This would be between a $12 and $16 million project. It would have all the latest technology. It would have space for children and teenagers, community meeting rooms, possibly even performance space for music or theater performances. The town would have to borrow money to build the new library. That's what voters will be asked to approve in the spring. Town officials say before things get that far, there'll be a number of public hearings. Then it's up to the voters of Arundecoit to decide. A popular Rochester Street Festival may have had its last run as the result of a vote by the Rochester City Council Tuesday night. The council voted unanimously to ban festivals that block off city streets for more than a day and which charge admission. That leaves the East End Festival hanging. The event is held on the first Friday of each month over the summer. It closes East Avenue down for live music events supported by the East End bars and restaurants. This was originally started more than 20 years ago to boost their business, but as it grew, the event began to bring in complaints about noise, parking, and rowdy behavior. The complaints got worse as the area began to take on a more residential character. Mayor Tom Richards says people shouldn't have to pay to use public streets, also that other festivals in the city are one-day events and they make the nut. But East End Festival organizers say the economics of a one-day festival don't work for them. The festival gets no taxpayer support. It depends on a $5 entry fee for about 2/3 of its operating revenue. A Monroe County court must decide if 2 people will be tried together or separately for causing the accident that killed a Fairport High School teacher. Mark Skirbo and Megan Merkel went before Judge Douglas Randall Tuesday as Merkel's lawyer petitioned she should be tried separately from Skirbo. The Monroe County District Attorney's Office alleges the 2 were playing tag on Route 250 in Penfield. Merkel in her car, Skirbo on a motorcycle, speeding up, slowing down, and passing each other repeatedly on July 29th. Skirbo went to pass Merkel on the right, but he hit bicyclist Heather Boyum, who was riding on the shoulder. The impact of the motorcycle tossed her off her bike and into the path of Merkel's car, which ran over her and killed her. Merkel's attorney says Skirbo's reckless act was separate from his client's driving, and she won't get a fair trial if it's together with Skirbo. Prosecutor Ray Benitez says the two were acting in concert. Judge Randall will decide in February if there should be 2 trials or 1 joint trial. He could also hold 1 trial with 2 juries, since much of the evidence against the pair is the same. Skirbo is charged with 3 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide and DWI. Merkel is facing 1 count of vehicular manslaughter. Both pleaded not guilty, and they're being held in the Monroe County Jail. The case of the Ontario County woman accused of murdering her husband goes to a grand jury. She waived her right to a preliminary hearing. Rose Chase of Stanley is charged with second-degree murder. The 32-year-old woman was arrested Friday and accused of shoving her husband down 2 flights of stairs at their home, causing his death. Investigators allege she then dismembered and burned the body to hide the crime. And Rochester Gas and Electric's hydroelectric plant on the Genesee River is to start generating power again after a 5-year, $111 million overhaul. The gates will be opened Wednesday to start the first turbine spinning once again. RG&E successfully refilled a 1,400-foot-long tunnel that carries water from upstream through the powerhouse at the Lower Falls. Station 5 is located midway between the Middle and Lower Falls on the Genesee. It's capable of generating 46 megawatts of electricity from 3 water-driven turbines when they're all running. That's enough to power about 30,000 homes. Those turbines and the rest of the plant were upgraded along with the tunnel, and all 3 turbines will be running by early 2013. To the left of this player window, you'll find links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page in that gray bar are links you can use to post news items directly to us. We are a community resource at CNC, so we want to see your birth, your wedding announcements, your business openings. All that kind of thing is news of interest to us. So let us know about it, and the next news is as it happens. Updates are when necessary. You help us be the judge of that. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC.